There you go. I'm live. Yes, sir, skis. I don't know where do I find these shits, bro? I need to find a thumbnail for this one, man. There you go. Hold on, let me see. Why doesn't that want to change? Okay. Nah, I'm not gonna do it here. I'm gonna go here. Alright, so today we're gonna react to some red pill shit. Let's see this. Andrew Tate thoughts of red pill. Damn, I don't even hold on. I don't got the ad blocker.
So I want to actually give the ladies a chance to say, what do you guys disagree with from the red pill and men-centric content?
Can I go first?
No.
I'm submissive though.
No, Brittany can go first.
I'm not really familiar with all of the topics. I'm assuming like the stuff that you guys talk about are considered the red pill. It's not even like about like disagreeing. I think I can respect someone's point of view and understand where that truth exists for a lot of people. And I just feel like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know. I don't really disagree. It's just a perspective on life. I'm not here to be like, you're wrong for thinking like that. You're wrong for categorizing, using this scale, using that. Like, it's a perspective. It's valid. And I totally see certain angles. Like, there's a lot of stuff that was said that, I mean, there's so many people on this panel, it's hard to talk, but it's like, there's a lot of things I said, okay, maybe I don't agree with, just because, again, my walk of life and what I've seen and how I feel and how I choose to be empathetic towards people, regardless of whatever they've been through. But I don't.
What's this? The penis capture in these videos are not necessarily reflected the viewers of this creators.
Would you agree that sex is something that's shared between two people?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Why do men have to pay a higher price in order to have access to a shared activity?
Because we got to take the time to get ready, and we got to know our value on that.
What do you mean? Because there's also women that have to pay a lot more money on lots of things in generic.
Well, I'm saying, like, typically it's expected, like, guys have to kind of, like, approach women, pay for dates. They have to, like, you know, just kind of, like, court women and treat them.
It's not free to date, man. It's not free. Free. It's not free. It's not free.
And buy them dinner.
Because originally, in olden times, they owned us.
And we want to be taken care of. So you kind of just have to get with it or get lost.
That's sad. That's a sad point of view, bro.
Okay, so wouldn't that mean that women basically dictate the rules?
I think that women do dictate the rules.
So what's the point of feminism?
So at the bottom line of it all, because at the end of the
with great power, feminists is just taking your power away, bro.
day,
it's taking your power away.
Man,
it is taking your
power away. For the most part,
away.
is gonna want that release. So,
based upon this logic, since men are physically stronger than women, should men be able to take advantage of women physically?
Physically, yes, because we're stronger. But like, you mean morally? No.
I mean, not all men are stronger than women. I know some really strong women. And if you're talking about strength, there's physical strength as well as emotional strength. Like, there's so many different types of strength.
Specifically, I said physically stronger.
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't hear that.
But in general, I'm not saying, like, obviously there are exceptions, but in general, you know, most men are stronger than most women. So should men be able to take advantage of women physically?
Oh, definitely not.
So why should women be able to take advantage of men just because they can?
Exactly.
I don't think they should. I never said I agreed with that.
Wouldn't it be taking advantage of men by making them pay a higher price for a shared activity? Is that not taking advantage?
Yeah, but I guess when it's not something that you're instigating,
bro,
when it's something that's the overall club or management, it's kind of out of your control.
Why are men subjected to force?
This is like really stressful, bro. Like you gotta wake up and get your money up.
Compliance.
oh my God, that's a hard one. Hold on.
But they're smart. Yes, Queen. Go, Queen. Yes. Where's your knowledge, Queen?
men are weak at the end of the day, so it's really all up to them. So, what do you want? You want to be celibate, or you're gonna have to cave in at some point to what we want?
So should men exploit women's weaknesses?
I don't think they should, but we do it, and everything should be leveled out, kind of.
How do y'all do
Which of the following do you think women find more satisfying? Actually having sex, or knowing that they hold the power by withholding sex?
The second one.
I guess that depends on which woman. I mean, some women don't. Some women really. I mean, they really just enjoy their intimacy. But then you do have women that do enjoy the power that comes with it.
Having sex?
Yeah, having sex.
What?
Why will women often withhold sex when men have a stronger biological need for sex than women?
Because it's choice. If you don't want to have sex, why would you have sex?
Like, be accessible all the time. That's not necessarily fair on our part, so we shouldn't.
So are all these questions just trying to get justification, like why men do the things that they do?
I think knowing that you hold the power, that's definitely what.
My thing is, bro, if you guys know, why do you want more? That is my problem. Why do you want more? If you guys absolutely cannot live up to it. So why do you want more than you already have?
Way more relevant, because if you can withhold yourself and control your own urges, then you can really conquer anything.
Exactly.
The want for the thing is more powerful than the getting of the thing. You know what I mean?
Why is sex typically the first thing that's withheld when women don't get what they want?
I mean, I can't relate to that personally. I mean, for me, sex is really special, so I guess it's for when I'm ready.
It's the first thing to go away when anything is broken in a relationship. It's the first. The desire to be with you physically goes away. I got that happens to me. If somebody, I'm not arguing with somebody and having animosity toward them and then giving them my love.
Isn't that the same thing as using sex as a weapon against men?
Yes, absolutely.
If a man refusing to spend money on a woman turns her off, does a man being coerced to spend money on a woman turn him off?
Yeah.
Many men. Oh, yeah.
Many
no,
men.
you ain't pay. I got to pay for this? And I'm out. I'm out. That's it. That's the last date.
It takes away the feeling that, she wants to be with me for me and not just because I'm paying for dinner or I'm taking her out and spending money on her.
What are your thoughts on the expression, every man pays for sex?
I think every man pays for sex.
Men do pay for sex, even if they're in a relationship or they're married. In some ways, they're paying for sex whenever they get it.
Don't men use power to get sex while women use sex to get power?
Yes. Yes.
Why do women often claim victimhood by the very thing they use to get power?
Exactly!
Oh, that's a good one.
Bro. I don't understand the people of today, bro. You guys have all the power and want more. Y'all gotta have so much power that y'all gotta not know what to do and just fall deeply in the hole. And that's the reset. You gotta have overload of power just to just blow up in your faces.
Because
from the overload,
it comes down to the whole advantages of it all, like aggressiveness of it. Sometimes there's so many factors to that, to be honest with you. Like
I said, it's a cultural phenomenon. There's a lot of different factors in play. We got laws, we got rules, we got unsaid rules. We got a lot of things in play where the mindset of the woman is put at odds with what's natural.
Do you believe that all adults have sexual needs?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes, I do.
Should lonely men be expected to satisfy their sexual needs watching porn?
Yeah.
No.
If so, why would men still crave sex when porn is free and available all over the internet?
Because
it's not the same.
Everybody needs a physical touch.
Because there's a difference between physical act and
because sex is different than watching a video and touching yourself. There's a difference.
Just like the difference between masturbation and actual sex.
Yeah.
So don't you think that those men are actually craving intimacy?
Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah.
What do women value more, love or power?
For me personally, love.
love as well.
Power.
It seems to me like women are value power these days.
Women value love way more.
Power.
Than
What?
If all the men in the world were gay, how would women get power?
Exactly. Facts. You have no power. No power at all.
Yeah, never thought about it, to be honest. And
If all men in the world were gay, how would women get power?
They wouldn't.
They would get really good at sucking.
I think from succeeding in other things in life, there's so much more than just
y'all would it, bro.
sexual
Y'all would
elements.
it, bro.
Through
Y'all
their
would
work,
it.
their business, their jobs, their own career path. and
Y'all
goals.
would it. Y'all would it.
Can we
Y'all
agree
would
that
it.
women get their power by manipulating straight men?
yeah, a lot of the time, yes.
Y'all would get nothing.
Don't women get power by using sex as a weapon against men?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Don't women have power
Wow.
because men give it to them?
Yes, absolutely.
So aren't women biting the hand that feeds them?
Yes, all the time. I'm with it.
So why is there
She's
so
not
much talk in our
understated, bro.
society about
It's-
the exploitation of women, but we don't talk about this exploitation of men?
Because nobody cares about us.
I think that men have so many advantages at life already that we just like
What
try to like
bro,
snatch
what?
whatever we can. Like
They started learning how to unionize women.
What does that mean?
They've learned how to have each other's backs inside of whatever male-dominated or what they would consider chauvinistic form they're in. All we really need is to figure out how to satisfy our women and keep our men from going crazy in the meantime. Because the depression that we've had as men from falling down in front of our families is killing us.
What's the difference between today's hookup culture and the free love movement of the 1960s?
Drugs. There was a lot of heavy use of drugs, very commonly, and I feel like that's not as accepted in society today.
Today's hookup culture is a result of
everything else
having no consequence in mind for sex without marriage.
Facts.
How do we go from that movement to today, where women need to be compensated for their time and attention? We went from free love to pay to play, transactional.
I think the culture shifted into more we're trying to like compensate for what women didn't get all this time, and it's kind of like an overload, to be honest.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It's an overload, bro. It's an overload, and y'all gonna blow up. And when y'all blow up, you expect us to pick up the pieces and put them up. No, we're not gonna do that.
Females, we have female tax. Are you males familiar with that? Probably not, because you guys don't have male tax.
Can you educate us on that?
Yeah, so like all of our period products and stuff like that, there's actually a female tax that is written on it.
Anything that's pink, we get taxed extra on.
Yeah, there's a pink. It's technically called a pink tax.
I think a lot of things, it doesn't particularly come down to one thing. Like apps like Tinder and Hinge are really easily accessible. So I think people just have that hookup culture of, oh yeah, they're good, but we can just move on to someone else.
Bro, I say this. If every woman said no, every man will be taken.
And I think relationships, sex and love were a little bit more valued back then, because it wasn't, like, you had to work harder. You didn't have social media to look at people. You had to really invest in someone's time and meet them physically and out in person.
Why is it often said that prostitution is the world's oldest profession?
Because nothing is more valuable than the woman's genitals.
Because sexual pleasure is so important and it's a big part of our lives. So I think it's something that's needed by everyone.
I think women since the dawn of time have they've known that.
They know they have the power, bro. But now, they ruined that power from overload, bro. It's an overload. It's the overload. It's the overload. And when that overload that's fat enough or big enough, it's going to explode in their faces, and they're not going to know what to do. And they'll look at us. They'll be like, huh? Whoa, what happened? What do I do now?
Prostitution, or at least sex, is a way for them to get power.
I guess there were less forms of entertainment. These days we have so much variety and choice. We can go to a club. We can go to a casino, anywhere you want. There's so many opportunities in terms of traveling and experiencing different cultures and things like that. So back in the day, I feel like there wasn't that many exciting things. You went to work, you worked hard, you drank a lot, and you went to a brothel or a prostitution place of practice. So I feel like there were less options back then to choose from.
Prostitution, it's just at the end of the day, it's like the last hold on of men power they can do. Like, no, you cannot sell your body.
Why is prostitution mentioned more in religious history than actual history?
That is a great question.
Look at his face.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know, but I know.
The natural assumption would be that obviously something is going on that they don't want to be brought to the light. But
well, I think it's because women don't want men to know that
they
prostitution is an option and that it could be a threat to their sexual power over men.
Yep. It's sad, man. It's really, really sad. It's going to get to a point. Bro, I'm telling you, it's going to get to a point where y'all going to explode. And y'all expect us to do that? Hell no. I'm good, bro. Like, what? Pick up the pieces. And sadly enough, I say that, but surely enough, we're going to be right there. Let's see this. Equal pay. Equal pay.
Who is the most famous actress you can think of?
Actress? Drew Barrymore.
Okay. If Drew Barrymore was in a movie with a male co-star that nobody had heard of, would it be fair to pay them the same salary?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Because he's not, like, known of, and because he didn't, like, work to be famous like she did.
Okay. Since Drew is the star
I know
of the
he
movie,
going.
won't she bring more people to the theater than her co-star?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, that's called star power. How is that different than the gender pay gap?
Oh, that's a loaded one. Like for women or for like?
Well, I mean, the WNBA complains about not being paid the same to the NBA, and they don't generate as much revenue. So, I mean, isn't that kind of like the same thing?
No. No, because it's still gonna be some bullshit. No.
WNBA isn't promoted as much as the NBA because they are women.
Yes, they are, bro. I see them on my TikTok every day.
Right, but I mean, wouldn't a male co-star that no one's ever heard of not be promoted as much and not be able to?
Yeah, I guess.
So is that comparable?
Nope.
Maybe, sure.
I mean, wouldn't it have more to do with performance than discrimination?
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know. You're like hitting me. I wasn't ready. I don't know.
You're right about that one, but I just feel like
if they both doing the same job,
thing,
they deserve the
they
same
should.
pay. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but at the same time, you know, then why would someone want to star in their movie?
I mean,
exactly.
What would be the benefit of having a celebrity in your movie if they weren't gonna, you know, bring more people to the theater?
I mean,
right. That makes sense, but
I mean, they're both doing the same job, but don't they have different value
Exactly.
to the project?
Yeah, but I feel
So men value and women value are different.
You're right.
So shouldn't their pay, you know,
I feel like-
reflect the value that they're bringing to the movie?
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like it depends on what parts you play. Yeah.
Doesn't that completely disprove the gender pay gap right there?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. You have two actors who are basically both starring and doing the same job, but they have different value because one is a celebrity
unknown.
and the other one's an unknown.
And
So,
you're saying with the basketball?
well, what I'm saying is when it comes to basketball, right? A lot of women say that the WNBA should be paid the same as the NBA, but
Yeah, they
don't. But they don't generate the same revenue. So
Exactly.
isn't that kind of like the same analogy as the celebrity getting paid more than the no-name actor?
Bro. She's gonna be like, you're comparing women to a ball.
In some respect, but at the end of the day, I would say to advertise them more. In all respect, if we look at Nike, if we look at Adidas, who do we see? Like, we mostly see male,
Because they don't bring in the paper. They don't bring the paper. So why would we advertise something that doesn't bring up the paper, bro?
athletes. I'm trying to make a pose. Models.
But even if you advertise something more, does that necessarily mean that you're going to have more success? I mean, there are tons of businesses that fail.
But there's a ton that make it, and it's by advertising.
Acting requires you to act, put a little bit more work into it. Actually read a script, right? Read a script, do all these things that NBA players don't have to really do. They just practice and so you can't compare them. You can't compare the two.
Well, once again,
as far as the pay rate is concerned.
Well, once again, like I said, they're both, they're both training. They're both basically, they're both doing, acting, whether you're a male or a female actor, you're still basically, doing the same work. But they shouldn't be paid the same?
I don't know.
I'm just saying,
I'm over it.
Okay.
Next question. I don't think it's based off of discrimination. I think it's based off of how long you've been at your job, how well you are with your technique, and how good you are at what you do. I think that's what matters.
Do you think high-paid Hollywood actors should have their money redistributed so struggling actors can have a living wage?
No, those struggling actors need to work harder for their money if that's what they want.
Okay. But it's funny how a lot of Hollywood actors often talk about, socialism.
Yeah, I see.
So, okay. How do you solve the gender pay gap?
There's not a gender pay gap. That's complete bullshit.
There has been some skepticism about the gender pay gap, equal pay for equal work. Do you believe the wage gap is due more to sexism or productivity?
Productivity.
I think it's sexism.
Yeah.
How?
Okay.
I think men get paid more.
Why?
It's got to be productivity.
Yeah.
Can you show me a job where the pay scale for men and women is different?
Porn?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Actors and actresses.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm?
Actors and actresses. They'll be in the same movie.
Yep.
Doing the same amount of work.
Yeah.
If the wage gap exists, then why would companies employ men when it would be cheaper to hire women?
Exactly.
Because companies can be sexist. And that's like...
But it's... Yeah, feelings, bro. Feelings, bro. It's it's right, bro. They're all in their feelings, bro.
The point. That's the problem.
Why would companies employ men when it would be cheaper to hire women?
It's the money, bro.
That is a good one. Hold on.
That's what I would have done. That's literally that's what I would have done. If it was real, that's what I would have done.
They probably wouldn't.
I mean, if women are capable of doing just as good a job and for less money, wouldn't it make sense for a company
I wouldn't do that because they might not know how to do that shit, bro.
To hire all women?
I mean, yeah, if women were getting paid less, what is it, 70 cents on the dollar, yeah, companies would, find a good deal in that, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a wage gap or an earnings gap?
It's got to be an earnings gap.
Yeah.
If men earn more than women overall, could it possibly be because men typically choose higher paying jobs, more dangerous jobs, and work longer hours?
Yep. These are all facts. I work as a truck driver. I don't see clearly as many female truck drivers as I do male. It's a dangerous job. It's a long job. You're driving for hours. Yeah. No.
Don't women generally choose lower paying fields like education and nursing as opposed to math, science, and ditch digging jobs?
Yeah, more
exactly.
Thinking more.
So wouldn't their pay reflect that?
Yeah, women like to work with people, men like to work with things.
There you go.
Don't women also choose to take more time off to focus on friends and family, whereas men are more likely to be devoted to work?
Yep.
I think, this is also another fact, biology of life.
Women have to bury a child and they have to take maternity leave. So that's a very big issue for most CEOs in the company because they can't really have that liability for an employee to take leave for such a long time. And that's one of the biggest concerns for women being paid so low is because of their... it all has to do with.
But isn't that biology? And
yes, it has to do with biology. That's why we're upset.
Why should an employer be responsible for a woman's choice to have a kid?
Exactly.
They're not responsible, but it's just the basic ethics.
It actually is illegal to discriminate pay based on gender. Why aren't more women filing class action lawsuits against companies that don't pay them equally?
I would say it's a lot easier to get another job. I mean, I'd love to say, we're going to fight for it, and we do, but to the extent of a lawsuit, I mean, get a new job.
Don't people sue for discrimination all the time?
Exactly.
But also, I feel like it's a lot harder
for anybody to then go sue their job due to something that happened, knowing that they're going to go through all the legal fees. They have the possibility of not then winning that case, although they very much would have been discriminated against. There's not a high chance that they could win it, and if they do, you get a payout, pays out through the staff, like things like that.
But even a class action lawsuit, I mean, if it was happening as frequently as you hear about it,
there would
you
be
would
more.
think that companies would be sued all the time.
You would think, but I also don't think a lot of people are going to go through their time to sue a company knowing that it might be more repercussions to them in the end due to money and legal fees and all that.
What?
I also just think it's not talked about enough in the workplace. Like, there's a large stigma around discussing your pay with your coworkers, because what if you do make more than them and then they're like, hey, like,
I don't give
why are you
I don't care.
getting paid more than me?
I'll tell anybody, bro. I
something
don't
that
care.
you don't generally talk about with your coworkers. Like, oh, by the way, I make this much a year. You know, I make this much per paycheck. It's not something that comes up in workplace conversation.
Can you tell me any jobs where the pay scale for men and women is different?
Not off the top of my head without like.
I can. Actors. I mean, broad amount of payment, but men are higher paid actors.
Why are some industries dominated by men and others by women?
Oh. Dang, I don't know.
That's actually the other way around. Hold on, wait. What she said, that's actually the
No,
other way
I
around.
make this much per paycheck. It's not something that comes up.
Poster reasons. And there's poster reasons. It's the other way around.
Can you tell me any jobs where the pay scale for men and women is different?
Not off the top of my head without like.
I can. Actors. I mean, broad amount of payment, but men are higher paid actors.
That's false. That shouldn't be right. I feel like that's false. Because a poster, if a woman is there for like in the front, it adds more revenue. So I feel like that's false. I feel like that's false.
Why are some industries dominated by men and others by women?
Oh. Dang, I don't know.
Why are there more female than male strippers and prostitutes, and what does that say about society?
That
they know their power, bro.
And the female body is more pleasurable to look at, I guess.
Would it be possible to sell sex if men did not sexually objectify women?
No. That's why I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining.
If I didn't get objectified, I wouldn't get paid.
Yo, bro, and they're laughing about it, bro.
People view women.
Okay. Why don't men complain about female strippers and prostitutes earning more than male ones?
Exactly. Because they don't care.
That's a good question.
Because we don't
How
care.
much of our economy is driven by men buying things to please
First, we don't care. And second of all,
impress women?
Oh,
there's more men.
Man, it's
into that
got to be close to
than
100%, if not, in the high 90s,
Would you agree that most consumer spending is geared towards women?
Yeah, I think the statistics are right. I think 86% of consumer base is women.
Would you also agree that the media pushes a campaign of fear and consumption by exploiting men's need for female validation?
Yes.
Yeah, look at dating websites. They're not there to find love. They're there to extract as much resources out of men as possible.
Yep.
So why is there so much talk about the exploitation of women, but we never talk about this exploitation of men?
Because we don't. If they don't care about us, bro.
Like the society growing up thing, like toughen up, young man, or men don't cry or something like that. It's expected of men to front the bill.
Yep.
Finally, why is there so much talk about a gender pay gap, but not a gender spend gap?
I sometimes I believe women want to be men in the sense of that they want the ambition, they want the drive that they have, they want the results, but results aren't given to everybody equally.
How should we determine which jobs are more valuable?
It's about supply and demand when it comes to value, what's valuable. So, it's if it's cracking, if it's a lot of people that want the business, whatever the job is offering, then it should pay more. You know, like McDonald's, man. I think McDonald's workers should get paid more. They making all them goddamn cheeseburgers, man. Pay them McDonald's workers more money, man.
Facts.
Women can do more than men can in certain aspects, and men can do more than women can in certain aspects.
So if a man is making more, it's because he's doing a job that I probably can't do.
Exactly.
So can we agree that men and women are different?
Yes.
There you go. What does it mean when somebody says that's a man's job?
I think in society, it's meant to mean that it's like a more macho or like laborious job, society-wise.
Okay, what's a woman's job?
A woman's job is anything she wants to be. I mean...
Well, wouldn't a man's
That's
job
crazy.
also be anything he wants it to be then?
In the same respect, yeah.
Hard
That's
work,
wild.
labor, out and open.
What's a woman's job?
Cook, clean, and make sure the house is good.
Yes.
Do you think most women want to do those jobs today?
How though?
They should.
But do they want to?
Probably not.
So why are men still expected to be what women want if women are no longer encouraged to be what men want?
It's the world we live in.
Facts.
Isn't that a world of double standards?
It
Yep.
is.
Mechanics, getting your hands dirty, moving labor, driving trucks. The list could go on and on.
Why are women more concerned with the ratio of male to female CEOs as opposed to the ratio of lower paid, dangerous, dirty jobs done mostly by men?
I think because women who want to start their own business or want to be their own CEO are frowned upon because it's looked at that's a man's job, not a woman's job.
It's on the tip of my brain. It's like they don't even acknowledge that as something that makes the world go round. We're in Las Vegas. Men built all of these skyscrapers, roads.
Facts.
You know, there's probably some women in there, but yeah, they're just invisible to that.
Yeah, you're standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. That was built by a man, probably.
Yep.
Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I struggle with the smell
This is
of
crazy.
poo. So I think a high-profile job with no pay because...
What? This is the world that they live in. This is the world that in their mind they live in. A high-profile jobs. That's what they live in.
When you think about it, it would come with incentives.
You can pay your mortgage there.
I guess there's pros to both of them, but to give you a flat-out answer, I would prefer to have the high-profile job without pay because if I was high-profile, I'd market myself to be
So you don't have money.
sponsored by some company and just keep working at it and get money, get paid, do more with that platform I have.
Yo, bro.
I'm cleaning sewers for $100K, man. Ain't no shame in my game.
I'm cleaning sewers. There's no question about it.
Why?
More
Need
money.
that money.
Clean the sewers. I'm just going in my head. No, I'm going to clean the sewers for
Need the
$100,000 a year.
breeze. Need the
Or clean
breeze.
sewers for $100,000 a year.
Need the breeze.
I'd rather the first one.
Okay, so wouldn't
That's
that
crazy.
explain why you're paid less?
Exactly.
Because you don't want to do.
Because I really don't want to do that.
You don't want to do the dangerous, dirty jobs.
You know.
So could that possibly be why so many women earn less money than men?
Yep.
So
That's
is that
crazy.
based on discrimination or based on choice?
And
It's a choice. That's crazy. That's the world that they live in. It's wild, bro. Alright, so we're gonna watch male emotions, which they should have, and responsibility, which we should all have, which I don't have right now. I'm failing. But it's alright though. It's alright.
Would you agree that women are more complicated than men?
Yes, 100%. I do. I think
Yeah,
so.
way more complicated.
Are men too simple to understand women, or are women just too complex to be understood?
I think too complex to be understood.
I want
yes.
my husband to read my mind.
Yeah, and that's
he
never
can't.
going to happen.
Bro,
Yeah.
what?
I can't expect that. But
Are we like psychopath, like psycho?
I do.
Is it better to be complicated or to be simple?
I think it's better to be simple. Your
Yeah.
life will be easier.
I think.
It's harder when you're
Because you're not
complicated.
expecting things out of people that you're not going to get.
Exactly.
Some people think it's better to be complicated, and I'm like, why is
No.
it better to be complicated if it makes it harder to be understood?
I'm complicated, and I have no idea why.
I wish
and
I
know
wasn't. Yeah.
I know it's wrong.
My
but I
anxiety
am.
takes over. I would rather be simple. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Just out of curiosity. Okay. So, you ever heard of the term stoic? You know what stoic means?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how would you define stoic?
Stoic is kind of like you're just kind of there, no expression. You're just kind of emotionless.
Like sober Sam.
Yeah.
Just like,
yeah.
Stoic is typically
They're
a term
married.
that's
They're
applied
all
to
married.
men,
They're
like
both married.
strong stoic
Yeah,
men.
yeah.
Why do you think women aren't, encouraged to be more stoic?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's a good question. I don't know.
If a
really.
woman is more stoic, she's going to be deemed as a bitch.
Yeah.
Or resting bitch face.
That's true.
That's like it's like society wants women to be in this middle ground that doesn't exist. They want us to be outspoken
What?
but not too outspoken.
They want you
Happy
to work
but
and
not
take
too
care of your
happy.
kids.
Yeah.
They want you to.
This in the middle ground.
Do you think it's okay to generalize about relationships or about men and women in relationships?
I don't like generalizing.
Do you think generalizing is always wrong?
No, I don't think it's always wrong, but it depends on what the
I don't think it's always wrong, but I don't like it.
topic is and what we're talking about. Like, you need to be more specific.
Okay, because I understand. I acknowledge that there's exceptions to every rule, but the only thing is, if you couldn't generalize about relationships, why would anyone ever bother giving relationship advice?
I think people should probably stop doing that.
Interesting, really? Okay.
I feel like every relationship is so unique that there's no right answer for it.
Why are there best-selling books called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, which generalize about men and women? There are exceptions, but is generalizing always wrong?
I feel like it is wrong.
Okay.
Oh.
But I mean, don't women typically want to date men taller than them? Isn't that a pattern?
Exactly.
That's true. That is very true.
So you can generalize about that, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So generalizing is not always wrong.
I mean, I feel like
When it comes to us, it's not wrong,
a
bro.
bad one, but I feel like you shouldn't do that.
Okay. No.
It shouldn't be a requirement for a man to be taller than you if you like them.
True. No. Obviously, it should be what's on the inside that counts.
Yeah.
However,
It doesn't.
Like I said, people have preferences and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Here's an interesting one. What's the first thought that pops into your head when you see a really attractive man?
If they have a girlfriend or a wife, if they're taken, if they find me attractive, if they're gonna approach me.
Okay. And what do you think are like the first few thoughts that pop into a man's head when he sees an attractive female?
Is she easy?
Something sexual?
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
Oh, like are her boobs big? Does she have a wedding ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Can I get laid?
Usually something sexual, right?
Yes, always. I think it's always, yeah.
Do you think that sex is the only thing that men care about, or is it just the first thing that men care about?
I think first. First. I don't think only.
So why do so many women think that sex is the only thing men care about when it's usually the first thing that men care about?
Because they're stupid.
Yeah. No, that's what men portray. They make it seem like it's all about sex, but really, they really do care about your personality. They want you to be cool. They want your friends to like them. They want you to be the cool girl and all that. But
Tell me you think this one's true.
Okay.
Which of the following do you think is more true? That a man's ideal woman is a bro in the body of a hot chick, or a woman's ideal man is a woman in the body of a handsome man?
I think it's the first thing that you said. Yeah.
Most people do. Why is that?
Absolutely.
Because a woman in the body of a handsome man would be a gay man.
Right. Oh, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But a bro in the body of a hot chick, a lot of guys
Absolutely.
would love to have someone
Yes.
he's attracted to.
Yes.
What they want to do.
Yes.
But we can go watch sports,
Yes.
play video games together.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's the first thing they definitely
So
think
why
about.
do so many women think that sex is all men think about and all they care about?
Because that's initially what they want from you when they meet you, because they don't know who
So it's
you
not
are
what
as a
they
person
all
or anything,
think
but
about.
they still pursue you to try to sleep with you.
Okay. So tell me if you think this is true or not. A woman is more likely to feel emotionally connected before she can experience physical intimacy, while a man is more likely to experience physical intimacy before he can feel emotionally connected. There you go. So then why would a woman make a man wait? Wouldn't the sooner that she gives
That's
it up?
true. That I actually heard that point before, but I feel like some women want to wait because they don't want it to be. They want to make sure that it's not all the man wants from you. So I feel like they think if they're willing to wait, then they actually like me.
But the sooner that you give it up, the sooner that you're gonna know.
That's
Exactly.
true. But you have to make them work for it. It's not for free.
What were some of the things you were told about men while growing up?
Like boys don't cry.
Yep.
That's like the biggest one that actually most of my guy friends talk about, and they feel like they can't share their emotions.
Facts.
And we are the biggest people who have the
To the mic, to the mic,
That's
to the
not
mic.
true. Like everyone's the same with that.
Why do you think that there are some women who find expressions of male emotion to be unattractive?
They're lame. That's pretty lame of them. They probably didn't grow up with brothers.
Do you think women are more attracted to masculine or feminine men?
I'm more attracted to feminine men, so it kind of just
girl.
depends, on what.
Bro, she's wearing I don't know what that is, like an army. She's gonna walk all over you, bro.
You like?
What is attractive about a man in touch with his femininity?
Because they're more sweet. They're usually more fashionable. We usually like the same things. Like we are more interested.
Is it that gay
interests
person?
are the same. I'm just not really into that big burly guy. Like it kind of turns me off.
Why do you think that some women will identify patterns of male emotion to be seen as weak?
Because it's a standard for men to be strong and not be emotional, and then it's a standard for women to be emotional and crazy and stuff like that.
Is it a standard for women to be crazy? How do you define crazy?
Crazy is like just doing crazy stuff, like messing
what?
up the car, stalking.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing?
No, it's not.
Do you think it's okay to label people?
I don't think it's good to label people. Assumptions are the killer of all relationships.
So if
People
it's,
make
wrong,
assumptions.
if it's wrong to label people, why are there some people who get really offended if you don't refer to them with the right pronouns? Isn't that labeling people?
Yep.
It totally is, and I usually try not to label people. I just kind of step back from that. Everyone should just be who they are, and I don't care what you label yourself. I'm still going to love you no matter what.
Why is being easy considered a
crazy.
bad thing?
Because it shows that anybody could pursue you, and people don't want anything that everybody could have.
Good answer. I like that. Okay. Do you think that men are intimidated or dislike it when women approach or make the first move?
No, I think men actually like it.
So why don't more women do it?
Because it's,
Exactly.
I don't know, me personally, I don't do it because I'm kind of shy. I mean, I just don't want to approach a man.
Well, right, but guys can be shy also, right? Do you think shyness hurts a man or a woman more?
A man.
Right, it does.
Bro.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you think it's true that women will make rules for the wrong guy, but break rules for the right guy?
Definitely.
Why is being easy considered a bad thing?
Yeah.
I just think it's like a negative connotation that is just added to it.
It's a bad thing because it's supposed to be something special. Like you can't just give yourself away.
Okay. Do you think it's true that women will make rules for the wrong guy, but break rules for the right guy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Like if you're hot, it just goes out the window.
Yeah.
What?
Women claim to be the givers of life. Has a human ever been created without a man's seed?
Nope.
No.
Women also claim to have what's called pussy power. Would it be possible for women to have this power if men didn't give it to them?
Nope.
No.
So why aren't women more grateful for what men contribute and sacrifice?
Why aren't men more grateful for women? A man would not be able to carry a baby.
Well, right, true. No, men obviously should be, but don't men typically, protect and provide for women and put women up on pedestals? And
Not all the time. Women could put a man up on a pedestal.
But women also don't show gratitude to men all the time either.
Not all the time.
Right, but I'm just saying, maybe, don't you think that maybe if there was more gratitude shown both ways?
Yeah, definitely.
So, but I'm saying there's obviously, if you look at the media, there's a major movement out there to demonize men and say that masculinity is toxic. And,
It is to a certain extent. They do the same thing to women in
but
the media.
Is it possible
as well?
What do you think?
We haven't had a woman president yet.
Right.
Is that because It's because the lack of separating your emotions. Because, bro, you think that a woman could go be president today, right now? With all the shit that's going on with across the pond? Hell no.
We've had a woman nominated for
yeah,
running
but
for president.
she didn't win.
Right, but the majority.
And it's only because she was a woman.
No, it was not.
Would it be possible for women to have this power if men didn't give it to them?
Because we.
No.
No, it's not because there's. It is not. Men to man and female in USA. There's roughly for 100 females, so there's more females. So why? Where's the feminine in that, bro? She should have won, but she didn't because y'all didn't back your girl. So y'all did not back your girl. So why should we do it? Because we don't want y'all, bro. We don't want y'all, bro. So there's more men here. There's more men here. That's crazy. Look at this, men. This is men. That's crazy. And y'all say we're the ones that. I might just do Alaska, bro. I might just see F it, go Alaska, bro. That's crazy, dog. That's crazy, bro. Back your girl, bro. Back your girl. Y'all know it's bad. Y'all know deep down, if we had a female on the seat, it would be bad.
Give them that power.
So why aren't women more grateful for what men contribute and sacrifice?
Because a man is always willing to contribute.
True.
A woman is not.
I think it's the fact. Yeah, I think it's the fact that in my experience, I've never met a man who wasn't willing. That's me. I mean, I'm not saying that to be conceited, but there are always women who aren't willing. But a man is kind of like, yeah, okay. Always. Men are always down. Because sex is a priority to men. It's a mind thing.
No, that's a good point and stuff. But I'm saying the fact that men are. Remember
That's
we
wrong.
asked about why is being easy considered a bad thing?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a bad thing that men are so easy?
Yes.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Bro, when it benefits them, nothing. When it benefits them, the world is perfect.
I just think that it's
life.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
I think that's a lot of how it is, yeah.
I mean, it's available to her if she wants it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if she doesn't get voted in, that means that that's not what the population wants, and the population is more than 50% women. So
Yeah.
if she's not voted in, that
I
means
feel
that,
like women are brainwashed to think that as well.
okay,
This
maybe
guy-
it's changing. Like I said, I mean, obviously, I think we've come a long way, but I'm saying that, I mean, obviously, we haven't had a Jewish president. We haven't had a gay president. I mean, there's a lot
That's
of things.
true,
There's
yeah.
a lot of things we haven't had.
That's true, but that's different.
We haven't
It's
had a
only
Hispanic. What?
men and women. Those are in a different spectrum.
Women are biologically wired to seek out the highest value man they can attract, specifically the best protector and provider.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I agree.
And you know what? We might say that we're not vain, but we are. I know somebody who did IVF, and they were a lesbian couple, and they had to literally flip through every biography of a man for a sperm donor, and they said it was the most conceited thing I've ever done. They said, but I picked the tallest guy with the best degree, with the best credentials. And
Wow.
that's what I picked.
They want to secure the best genes
Right,
for their offspring.
exactly.
Okay.
That's
Second
right.
question is, do you think that men are biologically wired to reproduce and spread their seed with as many women as possible?
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Because for men, sex is a priority.
Okay.
Men struggle with commitment because we are naturally born to procreate and die. You know, we're
Yep.
meant to run out there, spread our seed, and die. That was what our role
It's
was
just-
back in
yes.
the days as cavemen. Now, that still native man that's in us is still in us, but it's trying to be controlled now. So there's only so much you can expect.
So, if both of those are true, is the expectation of a man to be monogamous asking a man to deny his biological instinct to reproduce?
Yeah.
It's denying an instinct because society has changed to a point where marriage is a part of society. To me, marriage is a gambit. You know, marriage is a scam in America because you shouldn't need a piece of paper and a ring to prove you really love someone.
I agree.
Exactly.
It's not. It's just, and what happens after these marriages? Especially now, I mean, the divorce rate, let's say in 1950 was 10%. Now the divorce rate's above 50, and there's guys being left with absolutely nothing who still have to pay alimony and child support.
Yep.
I'm not saying that you should not have to pay that, but for them to take completely everything is unjustified.
When preparing for a special night out on the town, how much consideration do you give towards being on time?
I don't. My head is in the clouds. I'm an artistic person, and like,
Bro.
it's my time.
Bro.
Always.
She has what's it called? The slicey thingies that people see with. She has those in the necklace,
like
bro.
This world always.
Don't.
Like
That's a red flag. She is a red flag.
Late always.
She's a walking red
now
flag.
you're in a relationship though, right? Okay.
Yes.
But
Poor man.
Just out of curiosity, if you were on a first date, how long would you wait for a guy who was late?
Ooh, if he texted me and told me that he was running late, I would probably wait maybe up to an hour. But if he's not texting me or calling me, it's done.
Gotcha.
On to the next.
Wow.
Okay, that's fine. What is the difference between a man who spoils his woman and a man who's whipped?
The difference between a man who spoils his woman and a man who is whipped is a man who spoils his woman can still go hang out with his boys. He can still do whatever he wants on a Friday night. But a man who is whipped has to check in with her, say, can I go out? Yeah, can I go out with her? I probably shouldn't ask. Because I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah, right? Be scared. No, right. Because a normal
I never
guy
whip.
who
I do the
spoils his
whipping.
wife says, hey, girl, listen, I'm going out with my boys tonight, but I'm with you all Saturday night. A guy who is whipped is like, you guys, I can't come out tonight. My girl's going to trip. I'm not going to be able to be there. Yeah, right.
True. It's almost like a mama's boy versus a man who has a good relationship with his mother. What is the difference between a mama's boy and a man who has a good relationship with his mother?
Ooh, so I'm probably going to go with the guy who has a good relationship with his mother than the mommy's boy.
Why?
Because sometimes a mommy's boy relies too much on his mom.
Oh.
And then you kind of lose in touch with your relationship. Like, he'll probably want to be hanging out with his mom more than you. Where the man who has a great relationship with his mom sees, the balance of it.
Okay, and in relation to that, right? Why is it that we typically say like a mama's boy and a daddy's girl? Why not a mama's girl and a daddy's boy?
Wow, that is true. Well, I don't know. There's something about, like, I'm a daddy's girl. Like, there's just something special about that. And, like a mommy's boy, I don't know. There's just something about the opposite sex that's attractive. And I think it makes the other gender feel more secure and in touch with that other gender.
There's so much talk about a woman's body, her choice, and like that. Yeah. My question is, if we give a woman the right to opt out of motherhood, should we also give a man the right to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support?
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
You don't agree?
No, I don't know.
But if a mom walks into an abortion clinic and says, you know what, I'm not feeling this, and gets an abortion, the dad has no say. How come this mom can't? Let's just say it's a one-night stand, just hypothetical, and the mom comes back to the dad and is like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." Why can't he opt out if she was able to say, "Hey, I don't want this baby"? It's a double standard.
There you
he
go.
Can obviously sign his rights away, but he cannot physically make
He can't, but he can't sign his rights away because he has to pay child support. I mean, he is legally bound by child support.
Honest, that's just the way it is.
I know, but do you think it's right?
You can't tell a woman to have an abortion. Like, that's it.
I know, but do you think it's right that a mom can say, I don't want this baby, but a dad never can?
I mean, I just
it's
think
not
that's
right.
just the way it is.
But do you think it's right?
I mean,
yes or no? Gun to your head.
Gun to my head.
I don't think it's right. I think the whole system's fucked.
We spend so much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't have one.
But my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
Well, no one should be forced to do anything. A man if the woman doesn't want it and the man wants it, the man shouldn't force the woman to carry the baby if that's not something she wants to do.
Right.
And vice versa.
But should she be able to, I agree, but should she be able to force him to pay for a baby that he doesn't want if he can't force her to carry a baby that she doesn't want?
I feel as a man, you need to know what happens. It's your responsibility to know what happens, and you need to have self-restraints in order to make sure you don't get into situations
Are you
like
talking
that.
about just for a man or for both parties?
I feel like this falls more on the responsibility of the man.
Why do you feel that it's more on the responsibility of the man than equally?
Because as men, you know, women, they got hormones, they got things going through their head, they got a lot of...
Do you think that being emotional entitles anyone to sympathy or special treatment?
Nope.
I would say I would have more special treatment for women when they're emotional than I do when men when they're emotional.
Why is that?
Yeah.
I mean, because I feel men, you need to be strong. You need to be strong physically and mentally. And if you're not strong in both, you're going to lead to creating a path of fucking destruction and getting yourself into things like this. Because as a man, you need to know how to be strong. And doing shit like that makes you a weak man, in my opinion.
Just to play devil's advocate, if you're going to say that's just the way it is,
Facts.
Why bother fighting for any social change?
That's a good point. I mean, when you say social change.
Sorry, I really want to hear what you.
Yeah, when you say social change, what do you mean?
What if we just said, well, women don't have the right to vote? That's just the way it is.
But that's not the way it is.
Well,
physically,
I know, but the way
physically.
What I'm saying is the way it is changes all the time.
Yeah, I agree.
So why?
But you
why
cannot
should we? Okay.
physically make a woman have an abortion. That's it. So.
Well, no, I'm
when
not saying.
Either way, though.
Well,
either way.
My point is, I'm not even asking should we force women to have abortions. I'm saying if we give a woman the right to choose, why can't we give a man the right to choose?
Exactly.
I
Because
agree.
no one cares.
I understand if you are a rape victim or you're a young woman who, you know, maybe just didn't know, you know, weren't paying attention and one thing led to another and now you have a child. But to opt out of fatherhood and opt out of motherhood, like I'm the perfect example. My father didn't sit there and raise me, and I had a lot of issues growing up. So the fact that he chose to run out based off of the decision that he made to do with my mom makes him a coward. So I don't believe anyone should have the power to opt out. Like, the baby has to suffer now because you don't have the resources to take care of it, but you were willing to commit the crime, but you're not willing to do the time.
Exactly.
The argument that I hear all the time is,
He has a point, but still.
The man's reproductive rights should have been
Pick one.
exercised early. He should have thought of that before he had sex. But the problem with that argument is that is the exact same argument that pro-lifers use against
That's
abortion.
true. You're right. It's hypocritical.
Yep. All right. Like and subscribe.